Welcome to Wrong Time Watch. My name is Kevin, and in this video, another video about these style of watches. This shouldn't go too long because this is a custom-made watch. I will need to look up all the parts that went into this. I bought this one used, but anyway, in this video, we're going to look at these two Rolex Explorer homage watches. One on the left, obviously, is Smith's PRS-25, Smith's Everest PRS-25. And the watch on the right, I guess it doesn't really have a name. It's just a custom-made watch from custom or parts, and I'll leave a link to this. The highlight of this watch is that it actually has a ETA 2824 movement and a display case back, so you can enjoy that movement. If I can, there we go. I need to take this bracelet off one of these days. I tried to a while ago, and it was a bit of a hassle, so I just put it back on. It didn't come off for me very easily. But I think this is the top grade ETA movement, actually. Sorry, there we go. Okay. And Smith's PRS has a Miyota 9039 movement, which is a great movement as well. It's just not a Swiss ETA 2824 movement. So the price on this one, I bought it used, so I don't know what it would cost with parts, but I will try to put that information in the description. This one has a flat sapphire crystal. The Smith has a domed sapphire crystal. I like the domed crystal, how it looks, but the flat crystal is much easier for me to read. It has less, I guess I would say it has less glare. I mean, it does have glare at certain angles, but the dome, it just seems to pick up glare more. Okay, so the size of these watches are very comparable. Smith has a 43.5 millimeter lug. Sorry about that, throwing this one around a little bit. The custom one has a 43.6 millimeter lug width. Case diameter is the same, 36 on both of these. The Smith PRS is a little bit thinner at 11.1. This one is 12 millimeter thick, but I would say that's mostly due to the display case back. If I had a non-display case back on here, it would be, I would say, at least a millimeter thinner. It's quite thin, especially with that flat sapphire crystal. Domes usually increase thickness as you would expect. The bracelets start at 20, taper down to 16. This one also starts at 20 and tapers down to 16 as well. The Smith is anti-magnetic. This one I don't have much of information on it, so I'm skipping over quite a bit of stuff here. Okay, weight. The Smith Everest is 125 grams, size to my 6.5 inch wrist. And this one is 85 grams, size to my 6.5 inch wrist. And that's mainly due to this bracelet. It's just a, I don't want to say cheap, but it's just a stamped sheet metal bracelet. Clasp. It's all stamped. I know the center links on this are hollow. I don't know about the end links. I think they might be solid because it is a screwed link. So I don't know how you could do that with a hollow link. And the end links are also hollow. I like how this feels. I like that it's a lightweight watch, and this bracelet's kind of jingle jangly, like I would imagine the old Rolex watches are. I've never handled an older Rolex with their cheap bracelets. I need to go find one someday and just handle it. But very hard to find used Rolexes these days. Brush bracelet, brush clasp. It's just a fun watch. It really is. I'm glad I picked it up. I probably won't be able to sell it. I think resale on a watch like this wouldn't be very well, but who knows? But as cheap and jingle jangly as this bracelet is, I have never had it pop off my wrist. And I don't know how that works, but it does. I studied this for a little while, and from what I can tell, these little, I'll call them teeth here, that piece of metal and this piece of metal hook over this piece right here, and it stays on wrist. We have what here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 micro adjusts. Yeah, just a fun little watch. I do wish the dial was, I mean, it's not bad. It just, I don't know. I kind of wish the indices were a little larger, like on the Smiths here. And I don't think the loom is that great on this. We'll have to check that out. I don't even know what kind of loom it is, but we'll look at that in a moment. I'll put both of these on wrist, and then we can go into the loom shot. Oh, crown size. I didn't talk about crown size. But here, let me show you. I think I'm stretching out the bracelet more than... I think it would break before this thing popped off. So, crown size. This one has a 6mm crown, and this one has a 5.5mm crown. Can't remember if I mentioned that. Unsigned, obviously, because there's no brand to this watch, and that's signed with the S for Smith's Everest. A solid end link, solid bracelet with the fake rivets. And I don't know if I want to talk about this story again, but the clasp on this, it needed me to adjust it, and it's too tight of a fit now versus a very loose fit when I first got it. So we'll just say that. Won't be talking about that anymore. But here is this one on wrist. I like the dial. I like the handset. The ring around there, that milky ring, I don't care for. This is a Sapphire Crystal, which I'm sure I already mentioned. So there we go. Both have drilled lugs. I don't know what case shape is more true to the Rolex Oyster case. Actually, I'm going to pause the video, and I don't have a Rolex, but I have something close. Okay, so I don't have a Rolex, but I do have this Tudor Oyster Prince date day. It's not a day date. Rolex has the day date. Tudor has the date day. And this video is getting off on a tangent, but that's just how I roll. So let's zoom back out. This is an Oyster case. Case is by Rolex. Kind of faded out on the back, but that's what it says here. Oyster case. I think it says by Rolex. Yeah. Original Oyster case by Rolex. So anyway, I think this custom watch has a lot closer of a case shape to the Oyster case. This watch is from the early 90s, I believe. I'm not sure which case the Explorer 1016 would have on it, but anyway, these cases are very similar looking. All right, let's pause the video and we'll take a look at the loom. Not with this watch though. All right, so as expected, the loom on the custom watch is it's okay, but I don't know, it's not that great, especially not compared to the Smith's Everest PRS-25. Actually, we'll bring in my SKX. So Smith's Everest Loom is just as good as Seiko Lumabrite. The Smith Everest has X1C3 Loom, so no complaints about the Loom on that watch. Alrighty, that will conclude today's video. Thank you for watching. If you have not subscribed, please go ahead and do so. Like the video, leave a comment below, all that fun YouTube stuff. And as always, I really do appreciate you guys watching, and catch you on the next video.